So today we're going to talk about Mendelian genetics. Hopefully everyone did reading ahead of time. So what is Mendelian genetics? It's looking at patterns of inheritance, right? So Gregor Mendel, he was an Austrian monk back in the late 1700s, and he discovered patterns of inheritance essentially by crossing different variations of pea plants. And what he discovered is that as you crossed different variations of pea plants from one generation to the next, you would get different alleles that were being expressed, right? Different traits that were being expressed. And so with that, probably the best way to learn this stuff is going to be using Punnett squares. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work through a couple of examples here real fast, just kind of basically more or less showing what Mendel found with the pea plants. And then as we go along, a lot of these basic terms that you guys have to know, I can then define them as we go along through the Punnett square. Sound fair?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So right here. So it's easy. This is going to be our Punnett square. And so there are two major types of crosses we're going to be doing today, guys. One is called a monohybrid cross, and the other is a dihybrid cross. So what do you think the difference between a monohybrid cross and a dihybrid cross is? I'll give you a hint. What does mono mean? One. What does di mean? Two. Right. Okay. We're headed in the right direction. All right. Just FYI, this is supposed to be lowercase p. These are both uppercase. Okay, so right from the get-go, so this is a monohybrid cross, what we're doing here. And like I said, we're just kind of redoing what Mendel found. He crossed two different types of pea plants, or two variations of pea plants. One had purple flowers. These are the purple guys. This is represented by large P. And then he had one variation that was white flowers. This is the white flower one. Okay. The uppercase letters here, this represents that this is the dominant allele. Okay. So what do we know about the dominant allele? It's the one that gets expressed, right? Okay. And then these lowercase letters, those represent the recessive allele. So those are going to be the ones that are recessive. So dominant, if the dominant letter shows up, then that's going to, in one of our offspring, that means that that's going to be the trait that gets expressed. Make sense? Okay. All right. So, and kind of a little bit more information about this. What we know about our parents. In this case, this parent is going to be homozygous dominant. This parent is going to be homozygous recessive. Okay, does anyone know what homozygous means? The same, right? The same. Alright, so when we do a cross here for our So what do we notice about all of our offspring? They're all the same. All right. So in this case, what color? So like I said, these were the purple, these were the whites. What color are all the offspring flowers going to be?
Purple.
Purple. Right. Okay. And then out of curiosity, you guys know what each of these individuals are? What do they call it? Are they homozygous recessive, homozygous dominant? The heterozygous, right? Okay. Cool. All right. So that's, like I said, that is a monohybrid cross. And so this is like the very first crossing between the pea plants that Mendel did. This is what he saw. All right. So all the individuals for that F1 generation came out as heterozygous. So they all had purple flowers. And then, let's see. So I guess the next most important thing for you guys to know, going back to this idea of alleles and genes. So we just kind of mentioned briefly the idea that alleles are just different variations of one gene, right? Okay. All right. And you get these genes from your homologous chromosomes, right? And you guys learned last week all about meiosis and where these chromosomes are coming from, how they get formed, etc. Okay. So, just kind of taking this a step further. So in that F1 generation, we saw that every one of the offspring was a heterozygote. All of them would have had purple flowers, correct? Mm-hmm. So, and in that case, all offspring were 100% purple. All right? Okay, so we do the same cross. Again, except this time using, pencil is dying, or these markers.